Welcome to IUP TV News. I'm Benny Lowry. Tonight we have an update on a decades-old Indiana murder case and advice on how to protect yourself online.
And I'm Rachel Dawsey. Let's begin tonight with a look at IUP's policy in responding to an active shooter. Shootings on college campuses across the country have police departments on alert to trying to navigate a response. The IUP University Police hosted training dedicated to preparing the IUP community to respond effectively to an active shooter situation. Reporter Alexei Vakonin attended the training to bring us this story.
The IUP University Police is dedicated to training university staff in active shooter situations. I listened in on a training session today at Walwork Hall. An active shooter is an individual actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a confined and populated area. The training session was aimed at faculty and other IUP staff, and it went over the emergency protocol of a case where there's an active shooter on campus, what to do and what not to do. It also gave information on how to properly prepare for such situations. I talked to the instructor, Officer Michelle Aros of the University Police Department, about the training.
We're here today to inform and prepare faculty and staff for active shooter situations, especially in light of recent events. It's really important to keep everyone informed, to refresh people who have had this course before, and to prepare people. When you can prepare people for an active shooter situation, everyone on this campus can feel safer. And obviously a safer campus is what our goal is, and that's our primary function. We want to keep the campus as safe as possible and make everyone feel like they're safe here.
Even though Pennsylvania is an open carry state, meaning that an adult is generally free to openly carry a firearm without a permit, no weapons are allowed on IUP campus property. One should always report a sighting of a firearm to the university police. Alexei Vakonin, IUP TV News.
More information on how to handle a variety of crisis situations can be found on IUP's Emergency Plan webpage, www.iup.edu/emergencyplan.
We have another update on the murder of a University of Pittsburgh student and the connection of that case to local charges. Matthew Darby, charged with the murder of Pitt student Alina Chiquette and the rape of a female IUP student, has pleaded guilty to charges in South Carolina. Darby has arrested in Myrtle Beach in early October, days after Chiquette was found dead, on charges of loitering and giving false information to authorities. Police in South Carolina connected Darby to Pittsburgh murder case and alerted local authorities. Darby's guilty plea in South Carolina should clear the way for his extradition to Pennsylvania to face charges in Indiana and Pittsburgh.
A decades-old Indiana murder case may finally be coming to trial. It was December 1991 when 76-year-old Myrna McGill was killed in her home on South 6th Street in Indiana. This past summer, 62-year-old Charles Cook was charged with a murder after DNA testing placed him at the scene. Cook is described as a drifter who has spent time in prison over the last several years. Cook was arrested in 2016 and is believed he shot Mrs. McGill through the window of her home in a random act. DNA testing on a cigarette butt found Mrs. McGill's car led investigators to Cook. County Judge William Martin has scheduled a hearing for pretrial motions for later this fall.
As we use computers and the internet for everything from personal communication to online banking, protecting your information has become more important and more difficult than ever. During National Cybersecurity Awareness Month in October, IUP's Community Science Department and IUP Support Services worked together to help students and staff learn the risks and how to safely surf the web. Let's take a closer look.
We're the victims of ransomware attacks.
Every year, IUP's Computer Science Department and IT Support Services collaborate with the Institute of Cybersecurity to present Cybersecurity Day. Each year, it is a day-long event where many speakers from law enforcement, the government, the security industry, and academia speak.
Definitely, the presentation opens the eyes. First of all, it exposes students to a different, environment, not just like traditional classroom setting. This is like a conference setting. So I think this shows a student different perspective.
This year was the 10th annual Cybersecurity Day held in Stouffer Auditorium. Cybersecurity Day is just one of the many planned activities for Cybersecurity Month. It provided audiences with information and skills to defend themselves and their systems, and overall be better users of the internet. With how quickly technology is growing in today's world, Cybersecurity Day promotes ways of being safer online, their dangers, and how cyber-related skills will help with most jobs.
I think that touches our life in every aspect. Here we use, computers and devices connected to the internet, all the time, 24/7. And everyone has vested interest in making sure that you are safe. You would like to use your smartphone in a safe way. You don't want this device to be infected. You don't want your data to be compromised. So it's everyone's interest, to have this knowledge and skills and basic, ability to deal with this system because we use them all the time.
For IUP TV News, this is Paige Kreischer.
We spend a lot of time with eyes glued to a screen. For this week's Hawk on the Block, reporter Jackie Gillis set out to discover what students enjoy most about their cell phones. She asked students around campus to tell her their favorite phone app.
My favorite app on my phone would probably be Twitter. There's a whole completely different side of me on Twitter than it is right now. Woo! Yes, I get too live real quick on Twitter.
I would have to say the Tap and Go app because it makes everything so much easier when it comes to getting food. I don't have to wait in those long lines.
Well, it was Vine, but now that it's gone, I don't have one.
Instagram, because people don't really complain on it ever, and I just like to look at photos all the time, so I like it a lot.
Okay, so my favorite app on my phone would probably have to be Game Pigeon. I say this because I have an 8 GB phone and it doesn't take up storage because it's not technically an app, you know what I'm saying? I like it because you can play with anyone and it's not really something you have to open on your phone. You kind of just click on it while you're typing and shoot a message, and you can play in class when the teacher's not looking, and I think it's entertaining.
I would say the ESPN app because if I miss a game dealing with basketball or football, it would show me the update and the highlights of the scores. So I would pick the ESPN app.
Okay. My favorite app on my phone is Netflix because I can watch my favorite TV shows at any time. And my favorite apps are Snapchat and Cheats.
Reporting for IUP TV News, I'm Jackie Gillis.
Universities across the country are working to improve student graduation rates, and IUP is no different. We will tell you about the university president's plan when we come back.
The Communications, Media, and Instructional Technology PhD program gave my life direction. This program was perfect for me with a combination of research and media production. Hands-on courses gave me skills that I now pass on to my students. I use all 3 areas of the program, production, theory, and research, every day in my job as a college professor.
Learn how the CMIT PhD program can change your life. Visit iup.edu/CMIT.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov, a public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
All your professors, all of them, they know that all it takes is one dreamer with passion, one person, and they hope in each of you that you might be that one who makes a longer-lasting light bulb, who writes music for the ages, who reaches into the mind and discovers a new star, and who can change the world of a 5th grader. We're gathered here to hope in you.
I fell in love with the campus, with the people, with my IUP life. See it for yourself. Visit us. Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Find your success.
Welcome back. Finding ways to keep students enrolled at IUP is the focus of a university new task force. IUP President Michael Driscoll has appointed Vice President of the Division of Enrollment Management, Patricia McCarthy, to head a group focusing on retention of students with a goal to increase undergraduate retention and persistence rates to 80% by 2022. The acronym TOR stands for Task Force on Undergraduate Retention and Persistence. The group is charged with conducting an analysis of IUP's retention and reporting its recommendations to the President's Cabinet in January. According to published data from IUP's Office of Institutional Research, the university's current retention rate of students continuing from freshman to sophomore year is just over 75%. Four-year graduation rates are just under 40%, but well above the national average of 22%.
Last week, we told you about the IUP Theater by the Grove musical production of Lizzie Borden. IUP student and faculty performers took the audience back in time to Victorian, Massachusetts to tell the gruesome murder story. Reporter Peyton Markajon met with the stage manager and got a look at the set. She brings us this story.
Lizzie Borden is in their final weekend of shows, and I am here on the set to talk with the stage manager about how the production's been going.
For a musical specifically, there's a lot of moving parts. The last show I did here was Boeing Boeing, and awesome show, but we only had 10 cast members. We have 19 for this. We also have a musical director as well as a director. I am basically the backbone for them. I am the voice for them with the designers and the cast. I hold production meetings. I'm pretty in it right from the start.
Calnan expressed that putting together a musical is a long process, and Lizzie Borden was no exception. The actors had started rehearsing long before this set was completed.
We first start rehearsals in Cogswell while it's being built here. So as you can imagine, it's even a different space that we're rehearsing in. So it is the stage manager's job, me, and my ASMs to tape out the floor, get the set schematics, make sure that, especially with a moving set, we constructed rugs to mimic the pieces and move them around to say, okay, this is where it's going to be for this scene and this scene. So it takes a lot of imagination of the actors, because if they have to go upstairs, you have to mimic going upstairs. So
everyone from cast to crew has put a lot of work into this production, and Calnan has found a particular part of this process very rewarding.
This show in particular, I would say all the elements coming together. The lights, the sound, everything. It has a very Steven Sondheim-esque feel to it, which he's my favorite ever. Into the Woods is my favorite show. This is very much kind of mirroring that. And to see it all, I've seen it 100 times, but it still gets you excited, like, oh my God. And the lights with it, yeah, all the difference.
While this is the last weekend for Lizzie Borden, be sure to check out IUP's Department of Theater page to look for more upcoming shows. Reporting for IUP TV News, I'm Peyton Markajon.
The next production from Theater by the Grove is The Wolves, which begins in February and is directed by Carrie J. Cole.
In other news, graduate students can learn more about job opportunities at community colleges at IUP's annual Community College Fair. Master's and doctoral students can attend the event that includes representatives from several area community colleges that are looking to recruit faculty and staff. IUP's Career and Professional Development Center is sponsoring the event on November 10th from 10 to 3 at the Hadley Unit Building.
The She Is Conference brought together women of all ages at a two-day gathering in Indiana. I attended the conference to learn more about the values She Is promotes.
I'm here at the Summit Church in Indiana, PA, where 700 women are meeting for the She Is Courageous Conference.
This is the third annual conference, which is a powerful two-day gathering of women who are surrounded in an atmosphere of uplifting worship and inspiring teaching.
The fact that God is speaking something unique through each and every one of the speakers, but yet it's all connected, and I know that He's teaching me something and all of these ladies.
She Is Courageous featured speakers and authors from all across the globe, including Andy Andrews, Joe Saxon, artist Tiffany Thurston, and Annie F. Downs.
I found out about this conference actually last year. I missed the conference because of work, and this year I totally didn't know it was this weekend, and it just kind of fell in place for me. God provided a ticket for me, and it was sold out, and it just kind of fell into place through all my friends, through Amplify, and they brought me here, and I'm so thankful. My favorite part of this conference has been just feeling that I'm with an amazing support system, and that through everything that I'm going through right now, I just have a group of women that I would have never even imagined just being there to pray with me and support me and just really uplift me through this whole experience.
Tickets had sold out a month before the event began, and ticket sales have already started up for the next conference held in November 2018. We had the chance to hear from Elaine about her favorite part of the conference.
My favorite part of the conference has been the speakers. It's been a great reminder that I am courageous, even though I think I'm not. But it's through my weakness that I acknowledge that I need God's help, and He's the one that makes me strong.
Reporting for IUP TV News, I'm Rachel Dawsey.
We are going to take a short break. When we return, Sarah Moltz joins us for Hawk Zone Sports. Stay tuned.
Receiving a Jefferson Award for public service was an honor I will always cherish. I've known since I was very young that I wanted to help make a difference, but I didn't create an organization to win an award. I did it because as a teacher, I believe all kids deserve a good start and a shot at high achievement. I'm April King, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Get my story at iup.edu.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
It's hard to explain. It just became home. There are hundreds of majors and programs, bachelor's degrees to PhDs, small classes and faculty that really get to know you. Amazing internships and everywhere, programs that help to find a job that is right for you. It's what IUP is about, a commitment to your success. See it for yourself. Visit us, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Find your success.
What does it mean to have a college degree?
I can finish what I started.
I can compete for my dream job.
What does it mean to have an IUP Communications Media degree?
I can get a promotion.
I am going to be a leader in my community.
What does it mean to get your IUP degree online?
I can afford it.
I'll have a mentor.
I did it on my own time.
Face-to-face, professor support when you need it at our North Point campus. Find out how easy it is to get your degree from IUP.
Hi everyone and welcome to Hawk Zone Sports. I'm Sarah Moltz. Let's kick off today with some IUP football action. The IUP football team continues their success, beating Gannon at home this past Saturday, 42-26. After Saturday's win, the Crimson Hawks have now clinched the PSAC West title. Saturday was also senior day for the Crimson Hawks. Redshirt junior quarterback Lenny Williams threw 3 touchdowns to lead IUP to a now 9-0 record. Williams completed 20 passes and threw for 182 yards. Graduate wide receiver Chris Wiesner impressed, catching 7 passes for 75 yards and scoring 3 touchdowns, which is a career high for Wiesner. The Crimson Hawks wrap up their regular season next weekend on the road when they travel to Erie to face off against Merciers, who are 4-5 overall and 3-3 in the PSAC. Kickoff for Merciers is set for 12 p.m. The IUP women's soccer team lost 1-0 against Westchester this past Saturday. Saturday was IUP's first loss of the season since September 22nd, ending their 8-game win streak. However, the Crimson Hawks now look into the postseason as they travel to Erie this afternoon to battle against Gannon University in the quarterfinals of the 2017 PSAC Women's Soccer Championships. IUP unfortunately lost 3-1. The PSAC playoff run ends, and we will wait to hear more about possible NCAA Division II playoff possibilities for the women's soccer team. The IUP field hockey team concluded their 2017 season, falling 7-1 to Westchester last Saturday evening. The Crimson Hawks celebrated Senior Day as they honored 4 seniors prior to game time. And finally, sports reporter Stephen Langdon had the chance to meet with senior Joshua Bartley from the men's golf team to talk about winning first place individuals in the PSAC Golf Championships 2 Saturdays ago.
How does it feel to win back-to-back PSAC championships?
Feels pretty good. As a team, we were looking to go for the back-to-back, and I think as a program it's going to be great because next year it'll be let's go for the three-peat, and hopefully after that, 4 or 5, I don't know, as many as they can do. But it feels great as a team. Felt good to get the win again.
And how did it feel coming in first place overall at the tournament?
Felt pretty great. It was surreal. It was a long day. It was going into the day. It felt like a great chance that I was going to win. And then as the day was going on and on, it didn't feel like I was going to win. But then somehow I came from behind a couple strokes and it worked out and it felt great. It was an honor.
You are IUP's 15th golfer to be the medalist at the PSAC Championships. Is that an honor?
Yeah, it's a huge honor to join names like Zach Kempa and Gavin Smith, the national champion. It's a huge honor. It's humbling that I was able to do that.
Is there anything you want to focus on most to be successful in the spring season?
I think for myself, I'm going to try to stick with the confidence, because confidence is key in golf. You got to roll with the tide. You got to stick with the highs and not get too low with the lows. And as a team, I think we're really going to be able to keep building on this last win and bring it all the way into regionals and let's hope nationals.
And how does it feel having such a great team behind you that whenever you're having a bad day, they can always just pick you up?
It's pretty great. Me and another teammate were just talking that in our 4 years, it feels like this team right now we're a solid team athletically and skill-wise, but it feels like this team's really just a family almost. And if someone's walking down the street near our house, they can just stop in and say, hey, what's up? And it's pretty cool to have a bond that tight with everybody. And if something's going bad, we can talk about it, we can joke about it, and it's really great having guys around that close.
And that's all for Hawk Zone Sports. Stay tuned. When we come back, Rachel and Vinny will bring you weekly upcoming events.
Oh! Your fault. You! My fault? Your fault. Your fault.
You're right.
What?
It's my fault.
What do you mean your fault?
Just the two of us. You're right, it's my fault. We can make it. Maybe both of us?
Maybe just you.
Just the two of us.
The brain is a remarkable organ. It's almost infinite in its capacity. Its ability to reach its full potential is limited by only one thing: the heart. For if the heart isn't fully engaged in what you're doing, if you have no drive, no passion, the brain will simply go through the motions. Find your success at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Receiving a Jefferson Award for public service was an honor I will always cherish. I've known since I was very young that I wanted to help make a difference, but I didn't create an organization to win an award. I did it because as a teacher, I believe all kids deserve a good start and a shot at high achievement. I'm April King, a graduate of Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Get my story at iup.edu.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
Welcome back to IUP TV News. Now we have our weekly events calendar to tell you about some things you might want to do in the next few days. On Friday, November 3rd, the Sustainability Studies Group is showing the film An Inconvenient Sequel, Truth to Power, in McVitie Auditorium in Sprouse Hall at 7 p.m., followed by discussion.
The Sustainability Studies Group is also hosting Dr. Neil Donahue with a presentation on the connections between climate change, air quality, and policy on Thursday, November 9th. This event is being held in Eberly Auditorium.
November 9th is also the first Kuru Mindfulness and Meditation class. This is brought to you by the Center for Health and Well-Being. It is the first installment of 4 classes which focus on opening the mind and managing stress.
Starting next week, we will bring you stories from IUP's Government Association meetings to provide weekly updates on their agenda. This week, the SGA is set to discuss the planned weeding of books from the IUP library. We'll explain that and other SGA business after I attend their next meeting.
That's our IUP TV news for this evening. For all of us in the news crew, thanks for watching and have a great night.